receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Ohio State Buckeyes. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The Buckeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Moore will throw. He'll off one deep down the left side. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The House of Loud is down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And that's not a good sign for this offense. You gave
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. The Buckeyes come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. He's going to run it. Keeps it himself and gets the first. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact.
Man, you got to lock in on your keys. When they run this kind of offense and they do the replays, somebody has to account for the quarterback, and they forgot who that was, and he made them pay with a big play.
Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Moore to the air. Here comes the heat. He'll pull it down and run. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the 1st down. And the Buckeyes will hustle to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did what he was coached to do, and he threw it away, but you can see he's frustrated with himself. He knows he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, and I think he's wishing he had that play back, as he might have been able to take off and scramble, and who knows what could have happened for the offense.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker in the ground.
From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that 1st down. The snap sets up the throw. And the incomplete pass will wrap up the first quarter. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Going to try to get it himself. Out of bounds at the 17. Big pickup there, not only in yardage, but it gives him some breathing room.
The number one key for this defense coming into this game was finding a way to stop this quarterback from running the football. And guys, they have not done a good job of that early in this game. He has been able to get out of the pocket, whether it's been designed runs or scrambles like on what we just saw. The defense has got to start changing it up. They need to spy him more, I think, moving forward.
Moore will throw. Under fire. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. How many problems does it cause for an offense when the D can get pressure from its nose tackle?
He's usually a guy that sits in the middle in two gaps, and it's really hard to rush the passer, but really nice job using his hands, getting to the quarterback. When a nose tackle gets a sack, everybody gets excited, because that guy doesn't get many of those.
Well, the sack on the last play obviously put them behind.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
But for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Moving away from pressure. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Pulls it in down the sideline. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. They'll run the option. He makes a little bit of headway and is pushed out of bounds at the 43.
Well, obviously a really nice play by the defense there, stopping the option, but I think that's on the quarterback because it looked like his pitch option was wide open. That ball should have gone to the running back out on the perimeter. It looked like he had some open field in front of him to go make something positive happen.
Oh, he's got some space. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. When you've already seen your quarterback go down 3 times, you might as well try holding, and they didn't get away with it. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Moore to the air. He'll pull it down. On his feet at the 40. Keeps it and gets past the chains. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. The Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Quick completion to the right. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Quick step and go. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and
A little over 20 seconds to play in the half as they take it on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Trying to make magic with his feet. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. To the air on 1st down. The short hands, it's Hudson. At the 35, he's got room. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Eugene. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They start this 3rd quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
Keep it on the ground. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Austin. The Buckeyes want to move quickly.
They run it, they get the 1st down, and look at the offense. Right back on the football, ready to crank this tempo up.
Moore will throw. Starts to scramble to the left. He's out across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and execution continues to be key. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Running back searching for a hole. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
I know this offense.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the 2nd level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the 1st down, and listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
Looking to throw on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly, and that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the 2nd half to throw any completions.
And the Buckeyes come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. It's a fumble. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move. At the 40, there he goes. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. Moore to the air. Punts it out of the air. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. The Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He'll keep it himself. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. The Buckeyes trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch.
Touchdown, Ohio State! They take the lead with the 6. Just blinding speed. Speed that almost paralyzes defenders.
When you got a quarterback with that much speed, you got to find tricky ways to put more speed on the field, spy the quarterback with somebody that's really, really fast. And even when you do, a lot of times he still makes plays.
First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. He'll pull it on the read. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Buckeyes want to crank the tempo.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Moore will throw. Pressure coming. Catch in the middle, it's Porter. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Calls his own number. And he didn't find a whole lot of running room, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. They'll try to bully their way for the 1st. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Buckeyes are flying down the field.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the 4th quarter.
And he's knocked down.
This is why he's the quarterback leading his team, because he can do things like that, the unscripted stuff, and buy time, scramble outside the pocket, complete the pass down the field. Just so hard to stop as opposed to a guy that just stands in the pocket and you know exactly where he's going to be every single play.
He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up.
His running ability has been, I think, the biggest key for his offense's success so far in this game. That time on the RPO, nobody open, and he just takes off running. And we've seen him do it in a variety of ways, on designed runs, on scrambles, and even in the RPO game. He's making the right decisions, and he's just too athletic for this defense to tackle.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Off the play fake on first down. Fires to the wideout. Pulls it in. It's Hudson. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is what got this team in this position to win this game. Aggressive offense, taking shots. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They've got the lead. Why stop now?
He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Off play action. Unloads to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle. It's Hudson. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. The Buckeyes with the 1st and 10. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Buckeyes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Moore to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Jones. Gets it inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 9 after the big pickup on that one.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football there.
On the option. He'll toss it. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. The Buckeyes moving quickly to the line. Back to pass on 2nd down. The safe call on the wide receiver screen. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. The Buckeyes didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And you're not going to see many of those. That's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity.
Touchdown, Ohio State. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right? You still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Caught near the sticks. It's Norton. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the 4th quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run, back it up with a pass, getting the 1st down, a few more 1st downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. He is going nowhere as the defense is manhandling this running game.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage.
Deep shot for the end zone. This will be picked off. Maybe just the turning point they needed.
You know, could that be the play that changes the momentum now in this game? Remember, they're down, and it seems like the opponent's got this game in hand, but because of that interception, could that be the play now that generates the momentum to give them a spark to maybe come back and steal this game?
First snap of this drive comes from their own 44. Here's the handoff. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis.